Welcome back, everyone, to the Midnight Series podcast that has me in it, Fasly, and I hope you all are doing good. It's been two episodes now, and I'm excited for what I have in store for you guys today. It's been a crazy week for me, and a crazy week that's going to come forward for me too. So I thought, I'd just let you guys in on some personal stories from the past because I was just going through a memory lane and I thought, you know what, let's go on this memory lane together. So let me just take a nice sip of my tea. No water with lime today. No water with lime. As you can see, the vibes are beautiful. No candles either. Just some nice incense sticks and my beautiful olive leaves. Apart from that, I just thought let's talk about how Anush and I started this Five Sages podcast, how we went on with our journey in the past, how do we begin? Because recently, I think if you followed our stories, you could see that we had gone to back to the tailor shop with Jewel owns, and it brought us back all the memories of how our mindset was and how we developed it all. And obviously, with the story, I would definitely give you guys lessons because I wish to leave you guys with always some information that you could apply in your life and change it for the best. And it's been crazy how my mindset's been changing and how I'm able to give you guys much better information. And this is something that I'm really passionate about, apart from the world of business and how I operate. This is one of my most favorite things to do, speak to you guys when you guys are cruising, chilling, it's just vibes. So let's begin. Me and Anush, we were, once we started the business, or even before that, we used to just sit, chill, talk. We used to travel the world. I mean, not the entire world, but like different parts of the world. And constantly we used to talk. I think it started when we were in Bali. We both took some shrooms and we were just cruising around, the place. And we were in a cycle, and then we were just observing everything. We were talking to the people, and it got us thinking. Our biggest question always was, what are we doing? What is life's purpose? What is life's meaning? And what do we do moving forward? Like, how do we go win in this life, this game of life? Because we were doing fine even in the past, we were having a great time, but obviously there were situations in our life that would constantly arise every now and then, and it used to upset us, stress us out, or we don't know exactly what to do with these situations in our life. So it started from there. We started questioning everything in our lives, and it started taking us on a journey. And obviously, we wanted to be successful individuals, whatever it was, right? So, moving forward, we finally went on a journey of starting our business, and this got us talking even more. We started speaking much more, and we would constantly sit in his car or like sit at my place and just talk, talk, talk about everything in life, not just business, but just life in general. That doesn't mean we were sitting down and bitching about people around us or their successes. It was just constantly us talking about what's going on in our life, about how we used to tackle these situations or what we were taking. We didn't know the solution, we were just talking about daily life. And then it got even more intense. We started spending nights and days, like we would sleep off in the car just talking and talking. You guys need to understand that the level we reach now, it wasn't an easy path, but it was not a hard path either, because most of it was just a mind thing, right? We were just sitting and talking and talking and talking. It was not us running around and working manual labor. We did have those phases just like anybody else, but we understood it was a game of thoughts. It was a game in the mind that was constantly going on that used to stress us out. Basically, the only person who stresses you out is yourself, and it's about how you perceive other people, your perception about them, and you allowing negative stresses to exist in your life. And that all comes down to the fact that you're not able to speak your mind. So the minute you're able to speak your mind as freely and in flow state as possible, you start being able to, have a much more peaceful life. Everyone has like fears, everyone has traumas, so everyone has constant fears of, oh, if I don't stay in this job, if I don't obey my boss, I won't make money, I won't be able to pay my bills, and therefore I will die. So this is what everyone's fear is, because they're uncertain about what happens if they lose that job, or if they lose respect with their boss. I mean, if they lose their place with their boss, right? So it's just a constant fear, like, oh my god, there is no other route, right? But there's always like zillion other routes that you can choose in life to move forward. Initially, I understand everyone's fear, that it is scary. I've done it all, so I'm telling you that there's zillion routes that when you think it's the end of the road, it's never the end of the road. All you need to do in order to be successful in life, or in order to reach the goal that you want to reach, is to just breathe. Literally, if you wake up every day and just breathe, you continue living life, figuring it out, and then breathing. I mean, then continuing to be successful, because you will, if you're constantly seeking answers, and if you're constantly chasing those dreams and visions of yours, you are 100% going to reach where you have to reach. Because the minute you sit down and you tell, I want ice cream, life takes you on a journey to get that ice cream. And that's how everything else in life is. You want that successful career, life takes you on a journey to that successful career. But the problem in this journey is that people want that desired outcome as soon as possible, or like immediately. And it does work immediately. But that depends on how much of least resistance you offer to getting that desired outcome. So, what do you mean by offering least resistance? The problem is when life takes you on that journey to getting your desired outcome, there's a series of paths you have to cross, or obstacles, or whatever it is that'll come in your way. That is you putting a resistance. Those obstacles are created by you, your previous programming, the previous uh, realities that you went through, that will keep constantly telling you, hey, don't go further, you're gonna end up in trouble. Or it brings in something from your old programming. For example, now you have a new programming that life is effortless, and then it brings you in situations which require a lot of effort, and or it stresses you out, but it doesn't really have to be taken serious. This is not your real life situation, it's just whatever it is, right? Like, as long as you know that you've programmed yourself to have an effortless life, you gotta constantly believe it. So there'll be constantly restrictions or like obstacles that come in your way during this journey, but it's your duty to be perseverant, to perseverance. I'm not sure about that word, but perseverance definitely. Like, you need to have like high level of perseverance in achieving whatever you need to achieve. Sometimes you get like things that you want quick. Sometimes it takes a lot of time, and this time that it takes is all dependent on you, how capable and how ready you are to face all your traumas and all your limitations and break it all down. And this requires you to go through a journey. And I believe that life is constantly a journey of it teaching you how to detach from this material world. It's constantly teaching you, like when you get into a relationship and you're overly dependent on your girl, and then you just go like, oh my god, I can't live without this girl. So obviously life takes that girl away from you, and then it shows that later on during your life, as you get through this breakup, that, oh, I'm doing quite fine without this woman. So it's about giving too much importance to anything, any human, any material in this world, right? And it constantly pulls it, and it gives it to you back in other forms, and to see if that you learned your lesson. And if you didn't, it pulls it back again. And it's just this constant repetition. This is the cycle that I keep talking about. You have to break the patterns, you have to break the cycles, and detach from everything that's there in this world. And trust me, when you do this, you start attracting the most positive and beautiful reality that you've ever seen. So, in order to reach wherever you have to reach, you offer least resistance. You let life flow. Go through every experience that life throws at you in the most flow state as possible. I understand it gets difficult. I understand that there's money issues that come in. I understand that you'll face losses along the way. But trust me, my friends, you have to sit through this journey to reach where you want to reach. The minute you start offering resistance, the minute you believe that this loss has taken a toll on you, that's where your end comes. This is where you stop, because you have now accepted this fate or this reality as finished. This is too hard for me to go further. I cannot go further. How are you allowing yourself to put a limitation on yourself that, oh my god, it's too hard for me? How is this too hard? I don't understand when you guys tell me it's too hard. It's not. You just need to take the next step. It never gets too hard. Whatever is hard is not physically hard, it's just mentally hard. None of the things that I teach you or tell you requires any sort of effort from you in the physical world. It's just an entire game of the mind. Like, you literally need to just play in your mind. Whatever I tell you has nothing to do with taking action, taking steps, taking putting in strategies, starting a business in the physical world. All I'm telling you is to play in the mind, because when it gets too hard, it gets hard in the mind. It doesn't get hard in the physical world for you. Like, I mean, in the uh, physical state. It just gets hard for you in the mental state. And then when you feel like, man, this is getting too much, everyone feels like giving up. Don't give up. You're still, like, even for example, you start a business, it didn't go out great for a year, you get back into a job. The job's not going to be any easier. Life's going to test you over there too, because you're constantly going to be like, man, I really want that. I really want that. Unless you accept your faith as a person who wants to go to a job and, like, I'm fine with whatever I'm getting. It's okay. Leave my visions. That's just a dream. That's not possible. This is reality that I accepted, and I'll continue living this life. If you've accepted this as a reality and you're going to, like, forcefully be comfortable with it, well and good. But if you have a vision and a dream, and whatever the time span it takes, it's directly proportional and dependent on you, how least effort, how least resistant you offer to this journey, that reduces the time span to reaching your desired outcome, and about how resilient you are in this journey, because it will take you through a series of tests. And if you can overcome all of this without giving up, no matter what tests are put in front of you, trust me, success is literally on that other side. This is how I've seen it, how my friends have seen it, how Anush has seen it. So, yeah, basically, coming back, me and Anush went through a whole series of events in our lives, and we finally made a lot of travels, met a lot of people. We were constantly asking questions and questions, and just like everyone else, like in this new world where online space has all the great gurus who's teaching you great stuff online, we were listening to them. We were listening to PVD, Luke Belma, Andrew Tate, you name it. Like, every single information we were consuming, sharing it with each other constantly, but no one was emphasizing that it was a game of thoughts. I don't blame them, because they probably believe that what they were talking about is what's good for them, what's passionate, what brings them passion. But at the end of the day, many of them talk about the mind game 100%, but it all comes down to thoughts. And that's why I have made sure that I am dedicated to talking about only the thoughts. And that's why I call this whole series, or my programs and everything, all about conscious programming. When I teach my clients, when I teach my people about conscious programming, I only talk about thoughts, thoughts. There is no real world action steps you have to take. There is no strategy that you have to impose in order to achieve this kind of success that I talk about, or what I've achieved in my life. Don't get fooled by all these gurus telling you, hey, you have to do this step and that step. I've bought so many programs, I've gone through all of them talk about the same thing, that mindset. There is no sudden content creating or copywriting exercises. They tell you to develop a mindset, and then, obviously, let me get to it. I'm gonna tell you what this mindset really actually unlocks. None of them is giving you a strategy or writing down steps that they took for you to apply, because they know very well the journey that they went through is not the same journey you will go through. right? To achieve that, you can't go through someone else's journey. So what they give you is a mindset. Like they help you create your own mindset or your own perception of things, because the person who you have grown up today to be, the journey that you went through is different from every other person. Even your brothers, your sisters, your family, everyone goes through different journeys. No matter which school or university you guys go through, how much time you spend with your friends, everyone goes through different journeys in their life because of the different realities they face, different experiences they go through. So the journey is different. So the knowledge you consume or the experiences you go through are different. So now, when you create a certain mindset in your head, when these gurus or people that teach you about mindset, what they are trying to teach you is to unlock your own potential, the potential that you have within you. So when you unlock this potential, all that knowledge and experience you've gathered from all this time that you've lived comes into action. These are the assumptions or thoughts that you've created. So now, when you program yourself towards a positive direction, the assumptions and thoughts and the books you've consumed, the knowledge you've consumed online, everything comes to your rescue. These thoughts and these programs, which you're constantly consciously programming now, comes into effect. So it's not like one day I suddenly woke up and I went to a trainer who was training me how to act in a meeting, how to do this, how to speak, how to set up businesses. I went through the hard way, right? I don't want you guys to go through the hard way, because it's much, much, much more easier. With a mentor, definitely helps, but either ways, just by consuming information like myself and like other people online, you can achieve this too. So what happened to me was that I started consciously programming myself. I sat down one day and I started consciously putting down programs into my head about how it was entirely delusional. I have to tell you guys, it was delusional as fuck. Like it was delusional. But one by one I started receiving the things that I was delusionally programming myself. And that's why I came out immediately and I was like, me and Anush were like, listen, we have to teach the people. Why? Because when we were coming up in this journey, we had literally nobody. Every day we sit down and we're like, we really wish we had someone who could teach us all this. We really wish someone came and told us it was this easy. But we didn't have anyone. We went through that journey and we felt so bad that if we don't share this with everyone else, we didn't care that if people accept it or not, but if we could change one person's life, we were happy with that. And we've done this, we've achieved, we've changed one person's life entirely to a whole different game, and he's in our circle now, and we are rolling out together every other day. So we achieved that, and I believe we've changed a lot of other people's lives. They come on a daily and tell us. So our journey was that, you know what, this information was never presented to us, we have a platform, let's go out there and keep pushing this so that somebody or the other can benefit. Because we started talking to people and they were like, you know what, the thing that you guys talk about is fucking amazing. So we're like, you know what, more people can benefit. So the support we didn't have, we are here giving it out to everyone. And it's really important that you guys take us serious, because what we convince ourselves right now is that we never reached that level of frequency or vibration at which these people perform. That's why we didn't end up meeting them. But right now we are sitting with people who don't know what we are talking about, but we are trying our best to explain it to them. So they necessarily haven't reached that vibration or frequency, but we are better able to like break it down for them to understand. So that's why we're on here. Not that we want publicity or fame or fortune or something. We have all of that. We never worried about all of that crap. I mean, about fame and money through all this stuff, monetary gains. Yeah, right. So we know that if it can help like people, we're happy, because we didn't have this. So the first thing we did was immediately go to our people and explain it to everyone verbally, and then we started the podcast, and then you know the journey so far. So let me take a sip. It's been a quick um, train of thoughts that I spoke right now. Yeah, nonetheless, me and Anush started this podcast, and we were like, let's talk about everything that we've gone through. I mean, not gone through, that we learned in this process. And so now, when someone with experience comes and sits down and tells you, hey man, 1 plus 1 is 2, and you are someone who doesn't know 1 plus 1 is 2, you don't have to go through the whole journey of finding out 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. You can fast track this process. That's why having a mentor is always good. So whenever we go on a journey, whenever we start a venture, we always have a mentor beside us that helps us progress or advance faster. So right now, what I'm telling you is facts. You use these conscious programs to program your mind, and automatically your body acts on autopilot. Try it out for yourself. Tell yourself, I'm the greatest, I have the best business, I'm amazing at what I do, everything that I speak is pure facts, and it's valuable. People don't take me for a joke. These are the kind of things I did too, by the way. It's nothing great. I just did all of these stuff. It's pure delusion, whatever. I wasn't speaking value when I just started, but the minute I started consciously programming, man, life changed the whole 360. Is it 360? 180, right? 360 means you come back all the way again. Yeah, 180. It switched up, and I was like, what the fuck is this? So, yeah, basically, I started acting different, I started speaking different, I started thinking different, I started meeting different people because my mindset changed entirely, right? And when you reach a level of different mindset at a higher vibration or frequency, this is how it works. You meet people at the same frequency and vibration. You don't meet random people with random mentalities or mindsets, right? You meet people with a similar mindsets and mentality. And so, well, we want to help you guys to reach that stage too in life. Nonetheless, I had some stuff that I want to help you guys with, like if you guys are going through some difficulties, right, in life. And you need to remember that these difficult situations aren't permanent, because the minute you're conscious about the thoughts that you're allowing inside your mind, you are successful. You just need to remember, you need to fight the thoughts with more positive thoughts. You need to allow these thoughts to flow in. You need to feel the emotions. Don't be a robot and program yourself like, oh, let me not feel my emotions. Let me run away from my emotions and just program it with like, I'm a happy guy, I'm a happy guy. No, my friend. Like, you're just avoiding your problems and traumas. When these fear situations, when the situations that weren't desirable comes to you, you just accept it and tell, this is not me, I'm letting it flow through me, but I am doing my best to get to the next step. So the first step that not the first step, one of my advice I would tell you is, anything that's currently stressing you out, you know very well inside you, deep within you, that this is a negative stressor. Stress is good, but I'll explain that in a bit. Negative stressors in your life, eliminate it. People, whatever it is, girlfriend, boyfriend, business partners, tell them fuck off. The first thing that I did when I consciously programmed myself, I had to cut off my business partner who was not worth my time, like who was not providing any value, who was negatively stressing. That doesn't mean I went and told him, go fuck yourself. I didn't end it necessarily in a negative way. I ended in a more positive way, where we could still end up making money together, but where like I didn't have to collaborate in a more involved manner with him. So this is me sharing my personal stuff again with you guys, so that you guys understand my journey and how uh, I started changing my ways and the way I act with people just from programming myself. So it wasn't good for my life, it wasn't good for my health, it wasn't good because he had a different way of doing stuff and I had a different way. Previously, I was scared, like, oh my god, if I cut ties with him, how will I make money? How will I go forward with my business? Blah blah blah. You figure out ways and then you just go forward. Like, don't fear it. Like, you'll know right there that when you do this action, that it actually makes you feel much better than, shittier. So similarly, like different things that was stressing me out, I cut them off, and that gave me space to think more calmly. That gave me space to move forward and accept new things to come into my life, because it has space now to accept new things. And actually, my life upgraded in ways that I can't even explain when I started taking these steps, because I started tackling my emotional fears, limitations, and traumas. And universe and myself, my mind knew that this guy is ready, he's stronger than ever, and he's ready to progress to the next level. Like I mentioned in the previous podcast, life is a game. Every time you finish one level of killing one emotional trauma or limitation, you go to the next fear phase in your life. So, with that being said, I always tell when you come across a problem in life, first things first, accept the problem. Don't run away from it, don't hide away from it, don't be a bitch about it. Acceptance. Acceptance is the most important key. As a human being, your duty is to just observe the thoughts and emotions that are going through you. And as I mentioned initially, how long you suffer with the problem is directly you're the direct person in you are responsible for this, right? So you don't need to put any effort apart from putting effort into fighting those thoughts in your mind. And once acceptance is done, there comes appreciation. You appreciate that this problem came into your life, because this is not actually a problem, it's universe teaching you a lesson. And lessons are good because lessons teach you something that is valuable, and these valuable lessons you can share it with others, and these valuable lessons can be used into your life to progress. So you tell universe, God, higher power, thank you so much for giving me this lesson. This is teaching me so much. At this present moment when the problem exists, it doesn't give you enough clarity, but soon enough, once you tackle this problem, it always gives you clarity. Look back at all your problems in life, it gives you clarity. I mentioned previously about the 11th grade fail, the time that I failed in 11th grade, and then I saw that actually it helped me become stronger and much more advanced in the way that I'm able to like cut down limitations and emotional fears. um, when I got through that, it gave me a lot of clarity. Similarly, like I told you guys right now, when I cut off my business partner who was stressing me out, that I started getting better opportunities, that I started being able to be more focused in my other businesses and give much more value to my business in ways that I didn't previously give, right? Like for example, these olive leaves, this is what I do, artificial plants and trees. I've got one of the best products in the market, no one else has. How did I get it? Because I had more time to think, more time to give to myself, more time to R&D on my products. And so it was beautiful, that whole journey. So I appreciate every single struggle that I go. I don't even consider struggle, I call it lessons in life. And these lessons, I appreciate it. I thank God, universe, for putting me through it, because it allows me to learn detachment, or something that I thought I wasn't attached to, that I was actually attached to. It shows, puts it into light. And the more quicker you get through that, the more faster you progress in life. And the last but not the least is gratefulness. You be grateful that when you get through this problem, thank you God for making it, or thank you universe, or thanks to myself, for because God is always within you, that you tell yourself thanks for being resilient throughout all the struggles and being perseverant throughout the entire journey, that you believed in yourself, that you believed in God, universe, higher power, that hey, listen, I am so grateful that I've passed through this so effortlessly, that it didn't take a bigger toll than what I thought it would take, and I've actually, conquered this. I'm grateful. I'm super happy that I'm still alive and breathing and kicking it in and stronger than ever. And these three things, if you do it, acceptance, appreciation to the lessons that you're presented with, and gratefulness after after conquering your battles, man, trust me, you are done. You are the G of the century if you can do all these three things. So this is the most important thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about. And constantly I'll try my best to bring content like this and speak to you guys about whatever's on my mind from time to time. And I appreciate everyone who sends us positive messages, the community. You guys are amazing. And I also wanted to stretch on put emphasis on one more thing, is that you guys need to remember your journey will never be the same as another person's journey. Don't try to follow strategies and think that will lead you to that desired goal. Following strategies set by other people. You can follow strategies which are there, but you also can make your own strategies. Imagine you are reborn today with the mindset and consciousness that you have today. Okay, you get to create your own narrative of life, and this is how it is. From 0 to 7, you're programmed by your family and the people around you how to live life, how life is. If you have the full strength and full capability to write your own reality, take that into your hand and program yourself with all the information you have from today and create that narrative and live it accordingly. And you will start going on a journey by yourself. Excuse me, guys. Weird. Nonetheless, this, yeah, I'm gonna have to cut this short. My throat is dry, but I hope. What the fuck? Perfect. Now, fuck that. I'm not cutting it short. I'm back. So, yeah, you can build your own strategies. Once you start programming yourself, you can start creating your own strategies because you're creating a narrative of how life works. Whatever you do will always work in your favor. This is how we do our podcast, this is how we do our stuff. We don't have any social media marketing company helping us with our strategies or anything. We have 3,000. I mean, the numbers don't matter, but I'm just saying, like, it's not easy to grow this because we have a marketing agency. We know that it's not easy to grow this. We create our own narrative, we just do what we're passionate about, and then when it's time for you to win, universe will let you win because you have learned your lessons. You have something important that you're spreading to the world. No matter what, you will see suddenly all this success falling in, all this money coming in, and you're like, whoa. Because when it's your time, you will win. If you're a good person and you have good programming about money, you have good idea about the world and things, how it goes, it's your time to win, you will win. Because we don't have any set strategies or anything as such. We just know what we believe inside. We have our intuition and we follow it, and we see massive success in whatever ventures we go into. So, with that being said, I hope everyone understood today's journey. I wish you guys all the best and take care. Hope you enjoyed this midnight series. Adios, my friends.